And today's viewpoint comes to us from an editorial from the China Daily, and it talks about what the U.S. election means to China. Now, the editorial goes on to say that the accumulation of the U.S. presidential race would also seem to end the slew of anti-China remarks from both major party candidates. However, experts say the outcome won't alter the nature of U.S.-China relations. By turns, the newly re-elected Barack Obama and Republican hopeful Mitt Romney raised the specter of China as a threat to U.S. economic prosperity, but also as a potential partner, provided the Asian nation conforms to Washington's version of fair trade. In televised debates, campaign commercials, and rallies for supporters, a litany of complaints against Beijing was unfurled. And it went on to talk about currency valuation, job outsourcing, the bilateral trade imbalance, and other problems as well. Critics of such China bashing included senior figures from each candidate's party. And it went on to say that the campaign would have done well to focus on domestic solutions to these problems instead of China's supposed role in creating them. Now, the editorial goes on to say that in the second Obama term, which begins in January, trade disputes with China that erupted this year or earlier will mean continued friction between the world's two biggest economic powers. Unlike Romney, the Democratic president didn't promise to brand China a currency manipulator come January. But a series of decisions by Obama seem to provide a glimpse into the near-term future of U.S.-China economic ties. The editorial goes on to quote Chen Zhiyu, who is a Yale University finance professor who also serves as an expert on China's economy. Now, Chen said that he expects more bilateral economic disagreements and further signs of protectionism by the U.S. under Obama. This year alone, the Obama administration has imposed tariffs of as much as 250% on imports of Chinese solar energy panels. Industry players in both countries have warned that the tariffs meant to punish China for state subsidiaries of its solar industry would be mutually damaging. A final determination on whether to implement the tariffs is expected sometime this month. The editorial also quotes Ann Lee, who is an economics professor at New York University and the author of What the U.S. Can Learn from China. Now, Lee said that the Obama tariffs are in stark contrast to Romney's rhetoric. She went on to say that, in fact, Obama's stance against China is so hawkish that it makes former President George W. Bush look soft in comparison. Now, Obama, according to the editorial, is likely to try to mend the U.S.-China relationship and initiate greater diplomacy over a range of issues to find common ground. Lee said that she expected Romney would have probably done the opposite, given the strong interest groups in Washington that want to label China as an enemy. Well, hopefully peace will win out in the end.